Hi, everybody. This is Adam Elenbaas from Nightlight Astrology, and these are your sun and rising sign horoscopes for the month of September 2019. So this one is for Libras. All right, so the big news of the month for everybody is a huge T-square that's slowly forming throughout the month, and it's happening between the signs of Virgo, Pisces, and Sagittarius. Now, let me back this up a little bit. And we'll go to the beginning of the month. Today, on August 30th, that's where we start. You can see this new moon that's forming right now at the very end of August, and that's really toning the entire month ahead. A lot of Virgo energy, all taking place in your 12th house. So the 12th house, of course, is a place that is associated with energies, forces, spirits, entities, influences that take us away from ourselves, being in control. That's not always a bad thing, right? Anytime that you allow yourself to move into a state of surrender spiritually in meditation, at times in our lives, we lose control, and sometimes it's the best thing for us. Sometimes we need isolation. We need to separate or distance ourselves from the world a little bit, and not have to be. It's just like sometimes we just need to put the ship on autopilot a little bit and take some time away to just retreat and reflect. A lot of people have associated those kinds of activities or events with the 12th house over time. So, but you also have to be careful of things that are self-destructive or escapist, or just following some kind of bad influence and being taken away from ourselves, or again, just being in some ways bound or enslaved by some kind of situation that we find ourselves in thanks to following our worst impulses. So those energies are all pronounced this month with a whole stellium of planets in Virgo in your 12th house. We'll speak of the new moon on August 30th. It's in that house as well. Now, Mars is Cazimi at the very beginning of the month with the sun. That means that the sun and Mars are conjoined at the same degree. It's a greatly empowering moment for Mars. You may be finding that, for example, even though you may be exploring, it may be a reflective time, or you may be kind of looking at your own shadows this month. This moment is an incredibly empowering moment for Mars, which means being able to confront things, being able to look carefully at things, and maybe getting the inspiration or the strength internally to face or deal with something in a realistic, practical, and efficient manner. That's Mars in Virgo for you. So watch for that around the very beginning of the month, and this influence should play out as the month unfolds. Now, you're also going to notice, again, that there's a T-square all month long between Jupiter and Neptune as well, the 3rd and 6th houses. Now, houses 12, 3, and 6 were all called metakosmios houses, which means they are houses that are, the word metakosmios means basically between worlds. And so the potential for this month to be transitional is there. It's probably, in fact, a very likely that there is either a deeper, more mental, reflective, or inner dimension to the month, that you don't feel entirely in your body this month, that you are learning a lot this month and reflecting a lot, or that you are potentially kind of in between worlds as some kind of transition is taking place. That would be one of the strongest significations for all of these houses being highlighted simultaneously. One thing that's really interesting is, of course, Jupiter and Neptune together point towards a new vision, faith returning, hope, optimism, an expanded or awe-inspiring project or a vision of the future that's taking hold somehow. And this is something that might have been building really over the course of the past years. This is Jupiter's last square to Neptune after a long series of them throughout 2019. So asking yourself, what is the vision of the future? Where am I heading? Where am I going? What do I want to create? And it's not going to be completely easy. The 6th and 12th houses imply that, even if you have a very positive, hopeful outlook on the future, you could still be in the process of letting go of something, of looking at the deeper, deeper landscapes of your character faults and flaws, just kind of working into that stuff, and or also just working really hard and feeling just exhausted by circumstances, while also trying to create some kind of hopeful new beginning. So that is part of what this T-square energy implies for the month ahead. Now, the Mars Cazimi, again, should give you some strength, some staying power. It's a lot of practical earthy energy in the 12th house this month, which can be very helpful. You're going to watch the first few days of the month as Venus opposes Neptune, and that's going to happen specifically between the 3rd and the 5th of September. So during that time, you just want to be careful of the potential to wear rose-colored glasses. Venus-Neptune can create that longing for something, and also a kind of divine discontent. Nothing is ever good enough. It can be romantic and otherworldly and sensual and imaginative. It can also be a little delusional and intoxicating. So you're going to be careful of that energy, and hopefully enjoy the kind of romantic vibe otherwise. Now, when we go through September 8th to the 12th, we've got Sun and Mars going through squares to Jupiter. So I'll show you what that looks like. Here you're seeing Sun, Mars, and the square to Jupiter in the 3rd. This can be, again, very invigorating, very expansive. It's a lot of positivity here, but you want to be careful that the 12th house can sometimes work in an underhanded way. In other words, you might have a lot of big ideas or hope or excitement about something, and yet you're not going about it in the right way. Gossip, or doing something in a manipulative way, or trying to manipulate things behind the scenes to get the outcome that you want. Be careful of that kind of stuff. Also be careful of people who maybe, not have your best interests in mind. The 12th house is sometimes associated with like hidden enemies, people that we, may not like us, that may be kind of working against our best interest, and we aren't always aware of it. It could be someone that we're friends with sometimes, and that doesn't mean that the person's evil or anything either. So you want to be careful of what influences you're allowing in and out during this time between September 8th to the 12th. Now, we go forward a little bit more, and you go from the 13th to the 15th. You got a few little events that are pretty nice. Mercury and Venus in Virgo are going to conjoin and then move right into your home sign in first house of Libra. Look for a feeling of coming back into your center, maybe starting to find some kind of agreement or resolution if there have been conflicts or challenges in relationships. Harmony and agreement are possible at this time. It's a really nice little window for sort of a harmonizing moment, making peace, fixing a problem, finding agreement, finding sort of diplomatic solutions. The 14th, the full moon, will also be in Pisces. See that coming through, and that's in your 6th house, which may again point to just the feeling of an emotionally draining or something that you're emotionally absorbed in right now that's very deep and potentially may have you feeling a little dissociated, something that you're slogging through, kind of an emotional heaviness, something that you need to nurture or care for, even though it could also drain you. So you have to be careful of that. So service attitude, nurturing, but also exhaustion emotionally. That could be there around the full moon on the 14th. Now you move forward past this, and you're really moving into the second story of the month, which is really all about you, because the sun is moving into Libra, crossing the threshold of the autumn equinox, and it will be in your first house and home sign for the next 30 days. There's a new moon on the 28th of September in Libra in your first whole sign house, and then we've got Venus and Mercury in Libra, moving through squares to Saturn and Pluto in the South Node, specifically the 25th and 26th of September, and then you'll see some more of that going into October. So the interesting thing about the end of the month is focus really shifts onto you. First house, self-focus, leadership, kind of whether that's focusing on your own personal needs, your health, diet, workout regimens, or just the need to be a little bit more self-focused at the moment for one reason or another. But this is falling in line with obligations, duty, and things that are really going to pull at you and need you around home, family, domestic life, property, etc. So it's a moment also of sort of karmic reckoning, because you've got a lot of heavy energy, the weight of necessity and fate, Saturn, Pluto, South Node in your fourth house of home, family, property. And then, you're trying to turn some kind of corner personally with a lot of energy in your first house right now. So there's something getting balanced out, something from the past, something that you are, something necessary that you have to deal with that will probably be a little burdensome, not exactly easy, feeling of loss, but maybe of something that needs to be balanced out, something that you may not even understand fully, but something that has to happen. So the weight of necessity is really strong around the end of the month, especially between some kind of newness you're trying to start, and then the weight of things around home, family, parents, property, land, etc. So that's what I've got for you this month, Libra. I hope that this was helpful. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. That helps other people find the channel, because of apparently how the algorithm on YouTube works, of learning more about this. So look forward to talking to you again in October. Take care and have a good one.